Talking about it's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. You know what I'm talking about, man. What's good with the people? You know what I'm talking about? How y'all doing on this soggy Sunday day? That ain't gonna never change. You know what I'm talking about? Soggy Sunday day ain't gonna never change. You know what I'm talking about? So what's this one gonna be right here? Sightseeing. You know what I'm talking about? Sightseeing. We talking about, bro. We gonna get into it. But before we do that, it's good people like hee ha ha, man. You know what I'm talking about? Ken and the pen, man. All my folks incarcerated. All my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on top of that thing. Keep that head up, you know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Did I say can in the pen? I don't know, but if I didn't, go get that stick up in stores now, man. You go get you some off 76 MacArthur. Giants, look at what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about? You can go get you some off 82nd Hillside Barbershop, you know what I'm talking about? They say somebody put them in their stores in the hundreds. Thank you, young man. Now, you know. You can come get them things from me, you know what I'm talking about? You can go get the things from me. But if all those fails, and I mean if all else fails, man, you can go grab you some of the things off Amazon. Make sure you copy your hardback. You know what I'm talking about? What's that? Swing that finger, young man. Hold on. Let me get that thing moist first, man. You know what I'm talking about? Before you get to swinging it. You know what I'm talking about? And look, somebody asked me this the other day, and I gave them a pass because they was a youngster. You know what I'm talking about? They say, man, if you don't know where this came from, bruh, you know what I'm talking about? If you don't know where that came from, bruh, you know what I'm talking about? If you don't know the origins of that right there, you know what I'm talking about? This one right here, man. Come on, man. You might be a square, man. If you don't know what that means, bruh, but I'm 46, man. You somewhere around. You should know what that means, though, man. You know what I'm talking about? That's where I got it from. You know what I'm talking about? I get credit where credit due. That ain't nothing I created. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just using it. You know what I'm talking about? World round, man. Come on with it. Worldwide INC, man. You know what I'm talking about? Worldwide Incorporated, man. Come on with it, bro. Worldwide. You know what I'm talking about? They gonna say, what does that mean, bro? And I'm gonna continuously tell you. No, hold on, man. I done skipped a part, huh? No, I didn't. Hey, it means everybody. Hey, everybody included, bro. And Dugu, Mike, Cutthroat, Lil Rue, not Lil Rue, Lil Rue. You know what I'm talking about? Tata the player, that's who comes next. Same thing, bro. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on top of that thing. Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody, man, we gonna get through it to get to it. Let's get through these disclaimers. Now, good brother like myself, but before we do that, my mama always said, boy, and I mean, boy, you know what I'm talking about? Brush them whistles when you on TV, even if they got a hole in them. Brother bought his hole back, huh? Y'all ain't never seen a nigga work a hole like me. You know what I'm talking about, man? Yeah, man. I ain't got no coffee this morning, man. I'm drinking H2O. You know what I'm talking about? I'm drinking H2O. Yeah. Let's get through these disclaimers, man. You know what I'm talking about now? Brother like me, I don't promote no drug usage. No. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug usage. No. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no alcohol consumption. No. You know what I'm talking about? Me, man, I don't promote no crime. No. You know what I'm talking about? Brother like myself. I don't promote no violence. No. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no domestic violence. No. Keep your hands off the people. You know what I'm talking about? Don't. You know what I'm talking about? Promote. You know what I'm talking about? No negativity. No. You know what I'm talking about? Me, man, I don't promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me. I don't promote shit. All I promote is y'all go ahead and do what you're gonna do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen, because you just don't know how much of it we got, young ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm talking about? Better get better like myself. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't prejudiced. No. You know what I'm talking about? Like myself. I ain't got nothing against the sexually different. No. I ain't got nothing against the little people. You know what I'm talking about? Me, man, I ain't got nothing against nobody. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me. Man, I just love me some everybody. You know what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest. You know what I'm talking about? Bring that peace. You know what I'm talking about? That joy. You know what I'm talking about? That love. You know what I'm talking about? That love. Back to the YouTube community, man. You with me? Come on over here and fuck with your partner, man. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, check it out. Come fuck with a nigga one time. You know what I'm talking about? Man, what's good with the people, man? How is y'all doing out there, man? How y'all doing out there, man? You know what I'm talking about? How's she doing? Let's shout out all the bitches who tired of kids but ain't tired of fucking. One more round. I see. Fuck it. He talk about. Oh man, you say sightseeing. What you talking about? First of all, this Soggy Sunday day ain't gonna never change. Now sightseeing, man, this is gonna be the ones all over the place. That sightseeing shit, it's all over the place. You get what I'm saying? Now motherfucker gonna come up because they always tell me. I told you I get flat criticized, real. Motherfucker gonna tell me I ain't perfect. You know what I'm talking about? With you, man, I ain't perfect, bro. You know what I'm talking about? I don't even know where y'all be getting that shit from. I don't know why when a motherfucker say something, it always gotta come down to that. Well, who is you and you ain't perfect? What the fuck does that have anything to do with a motherfucker saying? You know what I'm talking about? But once again, y'all use logic. Y'all just like the bitch. Y'all just apply logic. You know what I'm talking about? When you're trying to prove a point, you try to apply logic you don't live by. No, I ain't perfect. Not one bit. I ain't even trying to be perfect. You know what I'm talking about? But what does that? The fuck does that have to do with anything that I say? You know what I mean? But the sightseeing shit is just like that. You know what I'm talking about? Sightseeing. You know what sightseeing is? When you like you go places and you're looking for something. That's what we do now with people. We sightsee. You know what I'm talking about? But guess what we don't never look at? Our motherfucking soul. See, we sightsee everybody else. You know what I'm talking about? We know what they need to do. We know we know everything, but we don't never look at ourselves. We just experts on everybody else. You know what I'm talking about? And if you ever heard somebody like motherfuckers be having a problem with people, they be having a problem with people. What I'm trying to say, they be like you'll have a problem with somebody about something that they do, but you do the same shit. You get what I'm saying? But you got a problem with them when they do it. And I told you that shit get more prevalent and prevalent like a motherfucker. But that's what that sightseeing shit about, bro. For real. It's how you can see everything goes with your motherfucking self. Because another thing that's popular in this motherfucking time right here too is like all right, say we was both, I don't know, say we was both on some heroin or some shit like that, you get what I'm saying? Say we was both doing dope, drugs, you know what I'm talking about? You know what they say, you ain't looking for drugs, you're selling drugs. You ain't selling drugs, you're using drugs. God damn. Hey, say, bro, where you bring that one from? Fifth Block West, West Block, fifth tier West Block. You know what I'm talking about? Me and my nigga Ty from San Jose, my nigga Key Man, Heron from Potrero Hill, man. You know what I'm talking about? We should be up in there fucking with it like that, man. All niggas running around looking for pills and shit. Nigga just came out one day, say, you know what they say? I ain't looking for drugs, you're selling drugs. I ain't selling drugs, you're using drugs. Drugs. Nigga, that became the chant. Nigga ran around here looking for Seroquel and shit. You know what I'm talking about? On some real shit, man. But on real, say we both on heroin or something, right? You know, say I done got my motherfucking I done got back, I done got together, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't on heroin no more. You might still be on heroin or whatever, right? And you being on heroin ain't even a problem. It ain't. You being on heroin ain't the problem. The problem is the way you act when you off heroin. You get what I'm saying? It ain't the heroin. But some people use heroin and don't act like that. You get what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? We say now it's the way you act when you off heroin. The motherfucker tell you like, look, man, that motherfucker ain't really tripping off what you doing, but your ways, man, you know what I'm talking about? You need to cut that out. And at that point right there, motherfucker, they can't just cut out that shit right there. They gotta bring you along with them. So some reason you gotta do something too. You get what I'm saying? It's just like I was explaining the other day. In these days, like a motherfucker can't be wrong. Either we both wrong. Either we both right, or you wrong. You know what I'm talking about? But it ain't gonna never be me. Cause the moment you come say something to me, I'm just gonna have something to say back to you. You know what I'm talking about? Which never enables me to check myself. You get what I'm saying? And that's how we run around in the state we in today. Because every time a motherfucker do some fuck shit or some bad behavior ass shit, you know what I'm talking about? And you go get at a motherfucker about like, man, this shit some bullshit. at that point right there, and the argument ain't gonna even be about the bullshit, or the discussion ain't gonna even be about the bullshit they did. It's just gonna be about whatever they threw out in the air. It ain't gonna never be about what they actually did. It's not. Sightseeing. And that's how we get hella hypocritical and shit. Cause we be on people's ass about the same shit we do. You get what I'm saying? We be on people's ass about the same shit we do. You get what I'm saying? But that's the number one way. Sightseeing is one of the number one ways you'll never hold yourself accountable. Because it ain't gonna never be about what you did. Somebody always did something worse. You get what I'm saying? Two people, like, you could have kicked the baby and somebody else could have kicked the baby, but you gonna act like the other person who kicked the baby was worse than you. That's how we gonna act. Sightseeing. You feel me? I'm just gonna keep it real with you. That should be some bullshit. You do. That should be some bullshit 101. Sightseeing. But we live in a world to where, you know what I'm talking about? It's your fault. That's the world we living in today. It's your fault. Everything is your motherfucking fault. It has nothing to do with what the fuck I did. You get what I'm saying? Cause we just hella funny with that shit now. You get what I'm saying? So somebody could be around your house, all on your property and shit, looking like they finna break in your house or something. You know what I'm talking about? Peeking all through your windows, and the moment you come outside and bust a motherfucker in the head with a hammer, you shouldn't have done that. There was another way you could have handled that situation and all that shit right there. I don't know. I ain't up under that belief. I told you I ain't perfect. I can't, bro. But we good for that. We good for this. You should have handled this situation like this, and you should have, you know what I'm talking about? When really we just be on some bullshit ourselves. And we like to disguise the bullshit we be on. So the bullshit we be on is always gonna be somebody else's fault. No matter what we do, no matter what we get into, it's gonna be somebody else's fault. You know what I'm talking about? Just like right now, you ever heard somebody tell a story about, I don't know, that we could use heroin again. Like, so you ever heard somebody tell a story about heroin? So they gonna say, baby, cuz you use heroin? Hell no, I ain't never used no heroin, bro. That's just the motherfucking examples we use in this moment, you know what I'm talking about? So maybe you would get it, you know what I'm talking about? Strong, you know what I'm talking about? But you ever heard somebody tell a story like that? Talk about who got them on heroin? You notice it's always another person, it ain't never them. You got your motherfucking self on heroin, nigga. I wouldn't give a fuck who came around with that shit. You got yourself on that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? I grew up, niggas been snorting heroin since they was 13 years old, bro. I just ain't never had the urge to indulge. You know what I'm talking about? No goddamn, you know what I'm talking about? Just some shit I ain't, you know what I'm talking about? I tried some shit I ain't gonna never try, bro. You get what I'm saying? It just be like that. But it was some real shit, bro. Sightseeing. But just listen to somebody tell you they drug story. And ask. If you ask a nigga, he gonna tell you that the bitch turned him out. If you ask a bitch, she gonna say the nigga turned her out. You know what I'm talking about? If you ask somebody how they start using drugs, bro, they gonna have another person that they gonna blame. Whoever first came around them with that shit. They ain't gonna never blame themselves for being curious. They ain't. They gonna blame it on somebody else. They not gonna blame themselves for putting that shit up their nose. They not. They gonna make it seem like another motherfucker came around and forced them to do some shit, bro. They just is. And that's what sightseeing is about, bro. Because every time we always acting like it's somebody else. We never look at ourselves, folks. We don't. We just act like it's always somebody or something else. You know what I'm talking about? Sightseeing. On this soggy Sunday. They ain't gonna never change. Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Hey, what you say, bro? Old lady. You know what I'm talking about? On some real shit, sightseeing. And I know y'all get tired of me coming up here every day. Man, I don't give a fuck. On some real shit, I don't give a fuck. I don't. Because I know what it is. And we living in the day of motherfuckers trying to talk you out of what it is. We just is. We know what it is with everybody else, but we can't get ourselves together. When I mean self together, see, because this is where y'all be disconnected at. Y'all think money, material items, and all this shit. You think that shit mean having? Y'all think that's what it means having yourself together, and it's not, folks. You gotta have your motherfucking self together right here, folks. You do. You gotta have yourself together right there. Because if you ain't if you ain't got yourself together there mentally, you not together, bruh. All that other shit is just it's like a costume to mask that shit. All that shit is a costume to mask that shit that ain't really there. See, because when you together up here, bruh, you accountable. And once again, y'all don't understand what accountable mean. Y'all think accountable mean I'm gonna keep fucking up and saying I'm sorry. You know what I'm talking about? Or y'all, that's what y'all think accountability is. Owning up to shit. That don't have nothing to do with no motherfucking accountability, bruh. I can slap the shit out you and it's like, man, I did it, man. That's my fault. And keep slapping the shit out you, bruh. That ain't owning up to shit. You own up to shit. Accountability is when you stop doing shit. You know what I'm talking about? That's just what accountability is. Is when you take it upon yourself to be like, I'm gonna stop doing this shit. Accountability is not, I'm gonna get away with as much shit as I'm gonna get away with, but every time I get caught, I'm gonna say I'm sorry. That's not accountability, bruh. That's just A1 bullshit. That's what that shit is. A1 bullshit. Is this my fortune? This might not even be. No. This ain't even a fortune I was looking for. This is some bullshit. But it wasn't no bullshit if you read the fortune. I think that should be for a reason. I like fortune cookies and shit. I do. Even though you got a million of them motherfuckers with about, they got about 4 sayings in the motherfucker. About a million people gonna get the same saying and be hella juice. You know what I'm talking about? On the real shit, man. But on the sightseeing, because that's what we like to do as people. We like to look at everybody else. But the other thing we really like to do as people is this right here. We like to bring other people along on our fuck up. Like I said, we can't be wrong by ourselves. We can't be doing something and we just be out of pocket. You know what I'm talking about? At the moment we out of pocket, we got to bring somebody else along. You know what I'm talking about? So we not the only one out of pocket. We do sightseeing. Even when we out of pocket, we gotta sightsee for somebody else to bring them with us. You know what I'm talking about? Because we just can't be out of pocket ourselves. You know what I'm talking about? We can't. So the moment I get caught doing some fuck shit, or not get caught doing some fuck shit, but the moment I do some fuck shit and somebody peep the fuck shit, because you don't never get caught. You could just do what the fuck you want to do. But the moment somebody peeps some fuck shit, at that moment, I gotta minimize my fuck shit. You get what I'm saying? At that moment, I gotta minimize my fuck shit. You know what I'm talking about? So on Earth, we just be walking around with deflections, and I told y'all this shit just dripping into the real Earth. I ain't even talking about this shit. This shit just dripping in the real Earth. But it's the behaviors that you catch motherfuckers with up here. You know what I'm talking about? That's why when motherfuckers get mad, shit, you can listen to certain people. You can. And I ain't talking about like listening to the calm shit. You know what I'm talking about? Or like nigga, you hella hot and you want to go listen to some music to calm down. I'm talking about like when you hella hot and you go find that hate speech. You know what I'm talking about? You hella mad at the nigga sis, so you go find that bitch that's talking about niggas ain't shit and this and that. Nah, man, please, bro. This is what it is, bro. Either you, yourself as a person, either you something or you ain't shit. It ain't got nothing to do with somebody else. Either you're something or you ain't shit. Sightseeing. It ain't got nothing to do with the world. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Either you keep the game even or you just a piece of shit. You on some weird shit. You know what I'm talking about? For real. That's what it ain't got nothing to do with no, these niggas ain't shit, these bitches ain't shit. That shit got to do with you. Are you something or you ain't shit? Which one is it? Because we like to do a lot of fake shit. You know what I'm talking about? We like to do a lot of fake shit and act like it ain't nothing. You get what I'm saying? We do fake shit, but then put the spin on it, like I said, to make it seem like it ain't the fake shit. And that be the shit you just like, you know what I'm talking about? I gotta sit back and forth and debate you about this fake ass shit you did. On my mom, that's why I don't see eye to eye with a lot of people. You know what I'm talking about? Even in my own family, bro. I'm one of them niggas. I was just telling my niece that the other day. I'm that uncle. You know what I'm talking about? Them other bro. You know what I'm talking about? And you always, not everybody, but you always find people that make it seem like you on some bullshit. You get what I'm saying? We just don't see eye to eye. I'm just not the motherfucker that sit around and like I said, you can't complain about some shit you caused to me. I don't see the world that way. I don't walk around doing shit then act like I don't know what I did. I don't, bruh. I had to learn the hard way. Every time I did something, nigga, I got knocked on top of my head for it. You know what I'm talking about? Whether it was jail, whether it was, I don't know, getting shot, losing a partner, I got some kind of consequences, bruh. The game knocked me on top of my head, folks. Sightseeing. It did, bruh. I came up with it like that, folks. You know what I'm talking about? I came up where you didn't have no, nigga, you just had to accept your consequence, folks, or you didn't. You could have went the other route, but I just came up in them times right there, bruh, where it ain't, it ain't, it's your fault. You get what I'm saying? No matter what happened, nigga, it's your fault. You feel me? That's just like when the bitch ran off with the money. You can't sit here and say, you know what I'm talking about? You gotta check your motherfucking self. Bitch ain't did nothing. You feel me? Bitch ain't did nothing. That was you. You sat around there and played with that. You know what I'm talking about? You sat around there and played with that bitch. You know what I'm talking about? Until the bitch hit the ejection button, that was you. You know what I'm talking about? You can't blame that on nobody. You can't sit around there, the bitch did. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit. You get what I'm saying? On the real. But we too motherfucking quick sightseeing. We too motherfucking quick for that in these times. We caused the situation. We caused every motherfucking thing. And instead of us looking for ourselves and seeing how we even got in this shit, that's how you motherfuckers stay stunted, bruh. That's how you stunt your growth. It's that blame shit, that victim shit. To where somebody picking on you or somehow the situation you in came from somebody else, like somebody forced you to do something. Because we minimize our fuck decisions. We do. We minimize our fuckery. Every time we do some fuckery or some shit we shouldn't have did, we minimize that shit. And then we tell somebody else what they should do. You ever seen some shit like that? Like a motherfucker go over there, fuck with somebody, break somebody's window or something, and run off. Right? Then the motherfucker whose window they broke, they keep coming to break these motherfucking window though. You know what I'm talking about? They own that motherfucking window. Nephew says, old man, old lady. Nephew says, old man, old lady. What you say, bro? Oh, lady. You know what I'm talking about? They own that window. They breaking that motherfucker every other day. Every time you get it fixed, they come over there and break it. And the motherfucker who initially broke their window would say some shit like, enough is enough. Like, you could start some shit, then tell another motherfucker when it's enough. But you could have just left them alone to begin with. You didn't even have to break their window. But you will break their window and still be a victim when they keep coming to break your shit. And you gonna say some shit like, I know I broke their window, man, but they're taking it too far. Like, you can't tell nobody else where to take it, folks. All you gotta do is stop doing fuck shit. And the motherfucker won't even be nowhere to take it. We don't understand that, though. Because we like to do fuck shit. You feel me? And then just around the world, that shit be crazy as a motherfucker. You feel me? That shit just be crazy as a motherfucker. Because there's a bunch of shit you could just change in your own life. You get what I'm saying? It just is. There's a bunch of shit that you could start doing or you could stop doing. It's just a bunch of shit you could do in your own motherfucking life. But you ain't gonna never wave the wand over your motherfucking self to check yourself. You just gonna run around this motherfucking sightseeing. And you gonna see what everybody else need to do and what everybody else need to do to change themselves. Now this is what I told y'all a long time ago. You know what I'm talking about? In this world, motherfucker would try to train you to accept they bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? You say, what you mean, baby? Because they just will. I told you that you ever motherfucker smoking in your car. You done ask a motherfucker to 99 times not to smoke in your car because you don't smoke in your car. You feel what I'm saying? Then you catch a motherfucker smoking in your car and the motherfucker say some shit like, you always watching me. Why you always watching me, man? Ooh, you know what I'm talking about? It ain't about that, bruh. I asked you nicely not to smoke in my car. You feel what I'm saying? But you gonna sit up here and blurt a whole bunch of bullshit out your mouth like the bitch and just do a whole bunch of deflection in the air so you don't have to hold yourself accountable for smoking in my car. Because you just want to do what you want to do in the end. You don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna smoke in a nigga car. You see? Because ever since I've been little, and I mean little, you know what I'm talking about, man? Family members and just people in the world, teachers, everybody, they do that shit, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Like I said, a teacher was always not knowing what they was talking about. And every time they said something, they didn't know what they was talking about. You like, nah, man, that's just some bullshit. But they trying to feed you this shit that they don't know they talking about, right? And you tell them, man, that's some bullshit. The teacher get mad. You feel me? The teacher will make you seem like you interrupting the class. Do you get what I'm saying? And you ain't interrupting the class or nothing, bruh. You just letting this motherfucker know you full of shit. You ain't interrupting no motherfucking class. But that's what they gonna turn it into. You get what I'm saying? You just interrupting the class. You just doing this. That's what they gonna do, bruh. They gonna tell you interrupting the class. Cause this motherfucker up here trying to feed you some bullshit. But you interrupting the class. No, I just interrupted that bullshit. That's all I did. You know what I'm talking about? On some real shit. I just interrupted that bullshit. I ain't interrupting no motherfucking class. You up there trying to feed me some bullshit. That's why you gotta watch what you listen to, folks. You do. You gotta watch what the fuck you listen to. It should be wild. And when I say wild, I mean wild. You know what I'm talking about? They gonna say, bro, why you fuck with it like that? Because if I don't, ain't nobody else is, bro. On the real, just like that teacher, you interrupting the class because a motherfucker that just like the teacher lying, like, or some shit, just any shit, bro. You could just pick any shit, folks. If somebody doing it and you say something about it, somehow they gonna turn that shit around to you the fake one, you the weird one, they gonna turn that shit around on you, bro, about something that they doing. You know what I'm talking about? Like the teacher in class. Perfect example. This motherfucker don't know what they talking about, but every time you raise your hand and correct them because you ain't trying to let the teacher lead the rest of the kids down the wrong road. Hey, boy, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm talking about? Because you trying to stop the teacher from leading motherfuckers down the wrong road. You know what I'm talking about? And all that shit right there, man. And all of a sudden, you the nuisance, you the clown, you the class clown. You interrupting class, you ain't, bruh. Motherfuckers just don't like when you interrupt that bullshit. Because as long as a motherfucker can get away with that bullshit, they happy. That's why motherfuckers don't be happy with themselves. On some real shit. But they happy. And if you notice that, anybody who be on fake shit or fuckery shit, bro, as long as they can get away with that shit, it's the best of the world. It's only a problem when the motherfucker recognize that shit. You get what I'm saying? Man, that shit don't belong there. You know what I'm talking about? Man, nah, man, that shit ain't right. And when you can see that shit, bro, that irritates a fuckery motherfucker soul. It just do. It just do. And at that moment, they gonna turn you into you interrupting the class. They is. Now all of a sudden, you interrupting the class. Nah, man, I ain't interrupting no motherfucking class. Like I said, I'm interrupting that bullshit. That's what the fuck I'm interrupting, that bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? As long as a motherfucker get away with some bullshit, they will, folks. You know what I'm talking about? They will. The moment you raise your hand and tell that motherfucking teacher, man, nah, that ain't right. They gonna send you to the principal's office. They gonna call the principal on you. You know what I'm talking about? The hall monitors and shit. They gonna try to remove you from class because you know what you talking about. Seen all my motherfucking life. Nigga, all about my whole motherfucking life, I tell you. On some real shit. On some real shit. I think I'm gonna kick back because football coming on, man. I think I'm gonna smoke me an old school joint. Shit, that nigga, because I don't feel like walking to the store. I'm gonna have to smoke me an old school joint, niggas. I don't feel like I'm getting goddamn. I told y'all my motherfucking thing in the shop. You know what I'm talking about? I'll be out in a minute though. Yeah, but on the Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. This sightseeing shit, bruh. Once again, folks, this shit might help you, it might not, you know what I'm talking about? Might make you some money, might not make you a dime, you know what I'm talking about, bro? But all this shit I be talking about, just make sure you ain't that motherfucker, folks. You know what I'm talking about? You just gotta make sure you ain't that motherfucker. There ain't nothing wrong with correcting yourself, folks. I just told y'all just seen me for a good 2-3 years straight. Nigga, bro was up here drunk as a motherfucker doing a fool, wasn't he? Once I seen where me and that shit needed to disconnect that, I ain't got no problem. See, Breck got one of them minds. I ain't got no problem with checking myself. And not telling myself something, you know what I'm talking about, actually doing it. You get what I'm saying? It's a difference. But that's the world they got us living in now. Where talking means more than actions. I could tell you I'm gonna do something I ain't gonna never do. Instead of just showing you. But we living in days where motherfuckers question actions. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about real actions. A motherfucker actually doing something, you know what I'm talking about? Like a nigga could actually stop drinking. And the motherfucker tell, nah, that motherfucker drinking somewhere. Nigga, nigga, do you understand being drunk? Nigga, you can't just, that ain't no substance right there you could use and everybody don't know you drunk. You know what I'm talking about, bro? Yeah, that shit ain't like some weed and you go put some Visine in your eyes. Or, nigga, you can't even put no gum on you. That shit gonna come out your pores, bro. You gonna smell like Hennessy, folks. You just is, nigga. And you gonna be drunk. Anything liable to come up out your motherfucking mouth. You feel me? That ain't nothing you could use and hide, is what I'm trying to say. But that's what a motherfucker put on you, man. That nigga drinking. You know what I'm talking about? Just because you actually stopped drinking. And the motherfucker, for some reason, don't want to, I guess they feel bad about still drinking. If I was still drinking, I wouldn't give a fuck. If somebody stopped drinking, bro, I'm still gonna drink. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't give a fuck. That's what I mean, sightseeing. Sightseeing, man. We always doing something. We don't never live our motherfucking life. We don't. We always put ourselves in a position to I'm trying to find the right words, bro. We don't never live our life, bro. We always put ourselves in a position where we going off of somebody else mode, folks. We trying to do what somebody else do. You know what I'm talking about? We listening to somebody else. You know what I'm talking about? We don't be living our own life. And that's how you get to the fuck shit. When you're listening to everybody. Because everybody from the outside looking in, they always telling you what you need to do. You need to do this, you need to do this. Y'all got friends like that? Motherfucker act like you can't live your life. You know what I'm talking about? Like you can't live your life like you just dedicated to the homies looking ass nigga, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about one for the barrio, cuz. Just mix everybody in here, blood, cuz, folks. All that shit up in here. That shit crazy as a motherfucker. I see you, don't go ahead. Five pop. That shit crazy as a motherfucker. But motherfucker just act like you can't grow up and live your life, folks. And a lot of shit that's sightseeing. There's another way that be fucked up, folks. We be sightseeing. Because we be sightseeing in the past, folks. You get what I'm saying? We be sightseeing in the past. And one of the things for a motherfucker to do, I know because it was hard for me to do. See, that's what you got to understand. I come up here and speak through the shit, speak on the shit I've been through myself. I just don't come up here with assumptions and hypotheticals, and even though I use hypotheticals, but I don't come up here with assumptions and all that shit, man. I come up here with my real life pain, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? It hurts. God damn. It hurts. You know what I'm talking about? I come up here with my real life pain, y'all. That's why I told you, you can't embarrass me, bro. I'm not ashamed. I done took my bumps and bruises. I wouldn't give a fuck what you talk about. That shit ain't gonna have no effect on my real life. It ain't. Because I know people, bro. And I know people just like to talk. You ain't gonna do shit. Been watching it my whole life. Been watching it my whole life, folks. You know what I'm talking about? I've been watching that shit my whole life. It's just people. That's why I say, bro, you got good people and you got bad people. A good person just gonna be a good person, bro. A good person gonna find a way to be a good person. A bad person gonna find a way to be a bad person, bro. It's either or. You get what I'm saying? You either a good person or you're a bad person. You might be one of them in between motherfuckers where like you really got a good heart, but you be doing scandalous shit. You know what I'm talking about? You might be one of them. You know what I'm talking about? Unbalanced motherfucker. You know, like this. They was like, blood, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna tell you, bitch. That's what's wrong with me, you bitch. But yeah, man. Sightseeing. We do. And a lot of times, man, we hold ourselves back from that sightseeing because we go back to the past. And I used to do this a lot, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? A lot. Matter of fact, it was a good 6-7 years when I was stuck in the past. And when they say, how was you stuck in the past, baby? Cuz when I say stuck in the past is, I never changed my mindset. You get what I'm saying? So I was still thinking the same sight. It's the same thing, you know what I'm talking about? I was sightseeing in the past. I was having the same sight that I had when I was younger, you know what I'm talking about? All through my, cause you supposed to start, like rounding up, man, around 28, 29, 30, you know what I'm talking about? Some do it younger, you know what I'm talking about? Some be there at 25, you know what I'm talking about? Hella young, shout out Wood, you know what I'm talking about? Little Kev and them. Niggas be sharp young. You feel me? So you might have a few of them in the bunch. But for the most part, you should start rounding out when you're around 28, you know what I'm talking about, in your 30s, you know what I'm talking about? Especially by 33, 35, bro, you should be locked into the, you should be real rounded, you get what I'm saying? But a lot of us wouldn't, I wouldn't, you know what I'm talking about? I was still thinking like that in my 30s, bro, because I ain't gonna even, like, motherfuckers be talking about you think that shit cool, and nigga don't be thinking that shit cool, bro. That just be the mindset you in, bro. That just be the ignorant ass shit you doing. It ain't about motherfucker thinking that shit cool or trying to be hard or none of that shit, bro. It's just the goofy ass mindset your ass be stuck in. And that's what we gotta understand about life, sightseeing, bro. You know what I'm talking about? The shit you go through should shape you. You know what I'm talking about? That's why you shouldn't be one of them motherfuckers that done been through hella shit, bro, and you just still goofy. Like you ain't learned nothing from the shit you been through. You get what I'm saying? You just looking for another reason to blame somebody else for the shit you, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? You probably don't. But we'll get stuck in the past, bro. And what you don't get, like that shit, like, that's all you gonna get. That's all you gonna get, bro. You ain't gonna get nowhere. You just you gonna go back to the future. Instead of going back to the future. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna go back, bro. You just gonna be backwards and you gonna be stuck in that shit you was like you was then, bro. The past shit, all that shit, bro, that shit like you gotta evolve. You gotta make an adjustment in your game, folks. You just do. You just do. You gotta make an adjustment in your game somewhere, folks. You just can't find reasons to do the same shit. You can't. But a lot of us do that. We just find reasons to do the same shit. For everything I love. You find reasons to do the same shit. So on the sightseeing, just make sure you ain't that motherfucker, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? Because the name of life, man, is just getting the understanding and getting further, bruh. You get what I'm saying? It shouldn't be the same shit. You shouldn't have the same ways. You shouldn't react to shit the same. You shouldn't always be you should, because when you, like, all the way right up here, bruh, you examine yourself. You know what I'm talking about? When you right up here, you examine yourself, folks. You go over yourself and check yourself about what you need to do and what you don't do. You know what I'm talking about? You don't sit around and look at everybody else when you go through shit and then somehow it's their fault. You know what I'm talking about? Because when you start thinking like that, bruh, That's how we get into the behaviors of today. You get what I'm saying? That's how you mad at everybody because you think they should have did this for you, or you think if you was them, you would, and you start thinking like that. You got all that baby mind. You know what I'm talking about? All that high school shit. That's how you end up keeping score with everything, because you're around there looking at, and then you gonna put yourself on the totem pole. I tell you, because whatever you did is just gonna be important. However you feel is just gonna be important. Don't, the rest of the world don't mean nothing. It's just about how you feel and what everybody should have did when you felt this way. But what do I know? Only you could prevent forest fires, man. With that one right there, if you don't remember nothing else, you know what I'm talking about? Always remember, it don't cost nothing. Just to show a little bit of that love.